Inflation in the UK rose 9.4% year on year in June, according to the latest statistics agency. This is the highest increase in 40 years, and the graph shows the course of inflation since the early 1990s. Consumer food prices rose 9.8% and fuel prices rose by 42.3%. The Bank of England has hiked interest rates 5 times in a row by 25 basis points to curb inflation. In a speech, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey hinted that the Federal Reserve's Monetary Policy Committee could consider raising interest rates by 50 basis points at its August meeting. Based on this latest inflation data, that seems more than likely. Bailey also said it would stick to its goal of bringing inflation back to the 2% target without any ifs or buts. From a monetary policy perspective, these are the most challenging times for the monetary policy system of inflation targeting that they have seen in the quarter century since the board's Monetary Policy Committee was established in 1997, said Andrew Bailey. Incidentally, a 50 British pound hike point hike all at once would be the biggest single rate hike in the UK in almost 30 years. The high inflation is now also reaching McDonald's in Great Britain. The fast food chain is reacting with price increases. The company is now examining whether it should continue to offer cheap menus. The cheeseburger in McDonald's branches in the UK will be more expensive by 20%. This is the first price increase for the popular dish in 14 years, and it is a response to the rising inflation. The price of the cheeseburger will increase from 99p to £1.19. McDonald's will also raise prices by 10p to 20p on other products hit by rising costs. That's what the British burger chain boss told customers on Tuesday. "We live in incredibly difficult times," said Alistair McCrow, CEO of McDonald's UK and Ireland. "Like you, our company, our franchises who own and operate our restaurants, and our suppliers are feeling the effects of rising inflation." The hike, which will take the cheeseburger above the psychologically important £1 price point, comes at a time when UK consumers' price inflation is, as I said, at a 40-year high and is expected to hit 11% in October. By the way, in Germany, the inflation just sunk. Macron said the increases had been delayed as long as possible. The company continues to strive to keep prices affordable. The Chicago headquartered chain, which operates more than 36,000 restaurants in over 100 countries, also raised prices in the US by 6% last year. And that's in line with increases from other consumer-facing companies facing higher inflation due to strong post-pandemic demand and supply chain disruption. The McDonald's Corporation reported better than expected earnings on Tuesday, though, although the costs have soared, in part due to higher prices. McDonald's is also evaluating whether to offer more discounted menus as higher inflation, particularly in Europe, is forcing some consumers to buy fewer large combo meals. Although not because of McDonald's, but still indicative of the current situation, thousands of employees have demanded higher wages and secure jobs with a major strike on the British railways. This led to significant disruptions across the country on Wednesday. Only about every fifth train was able to run, and in some areas all connections were lost. The RMT union accused the state network operator Network Rail and the private railway companies of not having any interest in an agreement. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps declined to be a mediator. He sided with the employers and condemned the strikes as militant. Together with Economics Minister Kwasi Kwarteng, Shapps wanted to make it possible for strike-damaged companies to use temporary workers who are less well paid in the short term. So there's still a lot going on. And I'll see you in my next video. Ich komme wieder.